Students, I am Pratima Singh, your SST teacher, and today I am going to discuss the second chapter of Geography for class 7th. And the name of the chapter is Atmosphere. So, what is atmosphere? Yes, the blanket of air that surrounds the earth is known as atmosphere. Air, which makes the atmosphere, is a mixture of gases. The gases which are present in the atmosphere are 78% nitrogen, 21% oxygen, 0.03% is carbon dioxide, and 0.97% includes other constituents like argon, ozone, and water vapor. The gases present in the atmosphere are used up in certain processes and are also released back into the atmosphere by other processes. Thus, the composition of air in the atmosphere remains constant. Now, let us discuss about air pollution. What is air pollution? Any undesirable change in the composition of air is known as air pollution. This may happen if the processes regulating the composition of air are disturbed or if harmful substances are added to air. Substances that cause pollution are called as pollutants. For example, in cities, automobiles and factories are the chief polluting agents. On the basis of composition, temperature, and other properties, the atmosphere can be divided into 5 layers. They are troposphere, stratosphere, mesosphere, thermosphere, and exosphere. The boundaries between these layers are neither fixed nor well defined. The layers overlap and vary in thickness. Let us start with the first layer, that is troposphere. This is the lowest and densest layer of the atmosphere. The extent of this layer is 18 kilometers above the equator but only 8 kilometers above the two poles. This layer acts like a blanket and it prevents the days from becoming very hot and the nights very cold. Within the troposphere, the temperature decreases as we move up. Most of the clouds, water vapor, and dust particles are found in this layer. All weather changes that we experience takes place on troposphere. Stratosphere. This layer lies above the troposphere and extends to about 50 kilometers above the Earth's surface. A part of stratosphere is known as the ozonosphere, which protects us by absorbing the harmful ultraviolet rays of the sun. The ozonosphere becomes quite warm by absorbing these rays. Third is mesosphere. It lies above the stratosphere and extends to about 80 kilometers above the Earth's surface. In this layer, the temperature decreases with altitude. Meteors entering the atmosphere usually starts burning in this layer. Fourth is thermosphere. This layer extends to a height of about 450 kilometers above the Earth's surface. The temperature rises rapidly with altitude in this layer. The last layer is exosphere. This is the outermost layer of the atmosphere. The upper reaches of this layer merges with the outer space. The temperature in this layer is very high. Apart from these layers, there is also a layer known as ionosphere, where the molecules of the atmospheric gases are broken into charged particles called ions. It reflects and sends back radio waves towards the earth and thus helps in radio transmission. Our next topic is weather and climate. What is weather? The term weather means the state of atmosphere at a particular place at a particular time, whereas climate is a regular pattern of weather conditions at a particular place over a period of time. Now, let us learn about some of the elements that determine weather and climate. The first is air temperature. The sun is the chief source of energy and it sends out energy in all directions. As Earth is very far from the sun, it receives a very small amount of it. The solar energy received by Earth is called solar radiation or insolation. The energy before reaching the Earth passes through the atmosphere, but it slightly heats the atmosphere. The Earth's surface gets heated up on absorbing this energy and it starts radiating heat. Thus, the air around us also gets heated up by this radiation. We use special thermometers to measure air temperature. The scale commonly used to measure air temperature is the Celsius scale or the centigrade scale. It is named after the person who invented it. The heating of the atmosphere has some important consequences. For example, the warm air near the Earth's surface expands, becomes light, and rises up. As it rises up, it gradually gets cooled down. The cool air, being heavy, sinks down. This results in a cyclic movement of air near the Earth's surface. The second one is variation in temperature. The temperature at a particular place does not remain constant. It varies with the time of the day and the time of the year. The maximum and minimum temperatures recorded at a place on a particular day can be used to calculate the average temperature of that place. Temperature also varies from place to place, mainly due to variations in latitude, altitude, and distance from the sea. Now, let us also discuss about the greenhouse effect and global warming. All of us know that solar energy heats up the Earth's surface, and once it gets heated up, it starts radiating heat. Much of this heat is reflected towards the Earth by the carbon dioxide present in the atmosphere. As a result, the heat gets trapped, and this is known as greenhouse effect. Without this trapping of the heat, the Earth would have been so cold at night that we could not have survived on it. You know that green plants absorb carbon dioxide and release oxygen during photosynthesis. As the population is growing, we are cutting down the trees, clearing forests, and our vehicles and factories are also emitting out more carbon dioxide than ever before. This is gradually increasing the amount of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere. As a result, the greenhouse effect is increasing gradually, causing global temperatures to rise. This is known as global warming.